We are catching up on Lego Star Wars: The Force Awakens. I really love the movie. It's got to be a good feeling for you guys to sort of see the fan reactions to when the movie launched and just know that everything is right in Star Wars.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was as thrilled as anyone when I watched the film because it's a brilliant film. But also knowing that you're making the game that they're going to love as well is, I mean, it's Star Wars. It's the most exciting universe to play in. It's got so much variety in the creatures and the planets and the characters. It's a thrill.
You say that, but typically when you've done Star Wars, Lego Star Wars games, you've had a lot to pull from several movies and years and years of lore and lore. This is just a movie. How have you gone about sort of making sure that it's as fleshed out as anyone would expect a Lego Star Wars game to be?
Well, one thing we've done is that we split it between, basically there's 11 levels which are based on The Force Awakens, and then there are 7 additional levels which are showing the events that lead up to it, which is really nice because it means it answers certain questions that people might have about the movie, like, where did Han get those Rathars from, or what was Lor San Tekka doing before he got to the village at the start? And there are 4 of those levels are stories that we're telling for the first time, and I think that's incredibly exciting because, being a fan of Star Wars myself, I like to learn more about the universe.
So that's canon then, or is it sort of canon, or?
I don't think we use the word canon. It's kind of it's official, I suppose, because Lucas really helped us out with those things. But I don't think we use the word canon because obviously I don't think there were Lego dudes in the actual Star Wars movie. I think we depart slightly from the narrative there.
That's okay, I guess. And I guess there were certain things, certain backstories that you cannot touch upon because perhaps that's something that we'll learn about in later movies.
Quite possibly, and if there are, they didn't tell us about them, which is lovely, because it means that, that's going to be a really thrilling surprise for me when I'm watching, the next movie.
From a story perspective, how do you go about sort of, because how much free reign do you have with those kind of things? Because I guess there's a lot of things that they, how's the process?
Well, I mean, in terms of how I do the writing, basically the designers will sort of talk with Lucas. They'll come up with the designs for the levels, and then I'll look at those design documents and figure out what I need to say in order to help drive the player towards the end of the level. And you think about jokes that you can put in there, and that comes along. When you play the level, you think of more jokes that you can put in there. But in terms of sort of the freedom, that's more on the side quests, because we've got these 5 hubs that you can explore, and there's loads of really daft, wacky characters there that you'll meet, and they'll send you off on these silly quests. And had an awful lot of freedom there. It's been a thrilling writing experience.
I can also imagine that it's a lot of that freedom is thanks to the fact that this isn't the first Lego Star Wars game, and you have been doing this for years, and you've built that relationship.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, the reason our company exists, I would say, still exists, is because of the original Lego Star Wars. So we built up that relationship over, well, it's more than 10 years now. So there's a level of trust there that we have with them. They know that, we love Star Wars. We're not going to do anything to bring that into disrepute because we love it and we cherish it, and we want to make the best Star Wars game that exists.
One thing that I'm curious about, and I'm going to tread very carefully here because I don't want to upset anyone or spoil anything or anything like that. But there are moments in this movie that are kind of dark.
Yeah.
And of course, the way you treat Star Wars is kind of lighthearted. How do you go about sort of writing the story for such moments? Or
that's actually mainly thanks to our amazing cutscene team, because we have other writers based in there. And, they've been adapting things that might be a little bit scary for kids for years now. I mean, we did a Jurassic game recently, and obviously a lot of people perish in that, and yet nobody perishes in the Lego version. We always find some little get-out clause. So while we do have to remove certain characters from the story at a certain point, it's done in a way that's fun and funny, still completely honours what the story is, but does it in a way that is family-friendly.
And obviously, as it's a Lego game, it's coming out on basically every platform under the sun. You do have a date. When's it coming out?
It's coming out on June 28th. It's coming out on PS4, PS3, PS Vita, Xbox One, Xbox 360, and PC and 3DS.
That's a lot. Thanks a lot for your time.
Okay, thank you.
Did you miss one?
I think I may have missed. Wii U. I missed that Wii. How did I miss that Wii U? I've got one at home. I love that machine.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.